What genre of music do you enjoy listening to, and how did you develop your musical taste? Frankly, I can probably listen to most kind of musics. There is, there are maybe rock and rap, you know, pop music. I can listen to all of them, but my cup of tea will probably be jazz and all its variation. Because jazz it's just hit difference. Uh, like rap, jazz have a kind of freedom in how a musician express and uh, play their piece. For example, the same song maybe like let's say one of the most famous song which is My Funny Valentine, uh, which have been played by hundreds of jazz players. And if you try to listen to it, you will notice that with each artist, it's varied and it's very different with the tone. One can be romantic and the other can be sad and blue and grief, things like that. What that is what makes jazz so special to me. And I my development of musical taste is kind of I don't know how to explain it because I start off listening to what most kid back then will listen to like let's say Alan Walker, or Marshmallows, like very DJ vibe song, and then I came across um, Ray Charles, which is one of the very famous jazz and blues players who is renowned for his ability to, you know, play jazz in a very, like just he just a master at it, despite him being blind. And from that point on, I was hooked by jazz and start to listen to jazz and then rock, such as Queen and Elvis Presley. Can you talk about a specific song or artist that holds significant memories or emotions for you? Yes, and that is Ray Charles. Now, I knew Ray Charles from a song which is probably one of his most famous song, which is "Hit the Road Jack." And to me, it's a very great song with a kind of a wandering vibe, very kind of energetic, and it just sparked an interest in me in jazz and in the guy and jazz in general. So I started listening to his uh, music, which most of them are very different, at least to the time it was uh, it was public, like out of the public, right? And and my love for this artist only grew even more after I watched the film Ray, which it, the name speaks to itself. It's a movie about Ray Charles and his life, and how he rise up and become the famous jazz person he is. And so uh, yeah, well, what the and lastly, the most important thing about him is that he's very resilient, and he just seems to have a very optimistic uh, uh, tone for him. Because fun fact, well, not very fun, but despite his him being blind in a very young age, he then proceed to learn piano and instruments and jazz and learn how to sing. And he can both sing and play the piano at the same time, which for even a normal musician would takes a lot of time to master. This man is blind; he cannot see anything, and he still being a phenomenal player of his time and probably in all history. How do you discover new music? Do you rely on recommendation, streaming platforms, or other methods? So honestly, I can listen to a lot of many types of music, but sometimes actually I am very close minded. I like narrow minded, and I don't like to listen to new song. For example, my Spotify playlist have probably like 100 songs, so not even 100, like 80 songs that I put in my playlist, and this playlist is already 3 years old. So I'm not very appeal to changes, but I do occasionally listen to my friend recommendations. Maybe someday they just pop up and uh, you know introduce me to a music or a musician that I find very fascinating and it suit my tune, so I listen to them. Or the other, which sounds very weird, but I know a lot of band and artists and album from a show called JoJo Bizarre Adventure, which a lot of characters in the shows were named after famous artists, musician, song albums, band, fashion models. For example, like Queen, right, yeah, Queen and Led Zeppelin, Metallica, and all of those band which is very famous. I only listen to them uh, because I watched the show. So it's very really eye opening for me. Are there any songs or albums that you are considered to be a soundtrack of your life? It's very hard to say the least because uh I the my songs like my theme song really change over the course of my life because it depends on the state I'm in. So after 15, 16 years being alive, I think the song uh, what is name again? My Way, I think, by Frank Sinatra, and That's Life, but specifically My Way is a song that I that I consider that how I want to live. The song is essentially about living a life that you want and leave the world without any regrets, right? So uh, and that's the whole point because the first time I listened to it, I just think it's a good song because I mean Frank Sinatra is also one of my favorite artists, and I just find it very interesting. But then as a lot of people, as the saying goes, when you are happy, you something like the tune of music or something. When you sad, you understand the lyric. Sort of that cliche quote, but uh, my point is that I when I really pay attention to the lyric, I find a lot of the aspect in the lyric sort of uh, you know it's very truthful to the life that we have. So for example, uh, I live a life that's full. I travel each and every highway, but more than this, I did my way, which uh, you know from what I understand is that live a life that is subvert and that break the boundary of society expectation and people around you. Regrets, I have had a few, but then again, too few to mention. So, no, that's for a 14 years old boy. It's very eye-opening because I find myself for the most course of my life very attached and sort of live to other expectation, try to live to other expectation. And the song, kind of pushed me, not really, but foster a sense of individualism to me, and that's why I appreciate the song. Yeah, so that is it.